all right, last game, Kerry and Derry.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it, yeah, I'm going with Derry anyway. No, I'm not. I think. Oh, and you actually hold on now. You said Derry. You had to pick Derry for the All Ireland, so you have to go with Derry. You have to go with Derry.
I'm not going to shy. I'm not going to shy away from what I see, because what I see is it might not
Uh,
be the most enjoyable. It might not be the most enjoyable game to
no,
watch. They
no.
play, but they are very, very process driven. I watched their game back the other night. Actually, I watched the highlights on YouTube of their semi final against Galway. I just wanted to sort of see what actually went wrong, and the ball they turned over and in critical
Mm.
areas, how they were caught, and they're just not getting caught as much this year. The 3 turnovers in a row against Cork, but 3 of them actually came from a shot being dropped short, and it was obscure. And I remember at the time thinking, "Wow, that's 3 in a row from Derry. You never see 3 turnovers in a row from Derry, because
Yeah.
they're so methodical and so efficient." Their minors winning the All Ireland, that has unquestionably just created an unbelievable hype and drive and momentum. Like, Andy, you can't underestimate those things. It's a county on the rise. It's a county that is on a serious trajectory at the minute. Statistically, their underage teams are absolutely head and shoulders away from anything in Ulster at the present moment in time. They've great leadership throughout their squad. You've got their team, Chrissy McKaig in the full back line, Gareth McKinless at 6, Glass and Rogers. Paul Cassie's having a great season. It's quite a young forward line as well. But the addition of McFall this year, has been a huge addition too. My only worry probably is if Kerry can lock down McGuigan.
Yeah.
Where will they really, really get enough scores? Because Kerry are going to get scores. You see what Kerry put up against Tyrone. I don't think they'll put 218 up against Derry. I don't think they will. But I do think that Kerry will score quite a bit. A lot more probably ended than your normal side would against Derry. They've just got too many different threats. Clifford is just a complete and utter machine. Chrissy McKaig will obviously pick him up. It's going to be an unbelievable battle. It'll be really, really interesting. I think McKaig is one of the best man markers in Ireland. I think he's one of the most disciplined defenders in Ireland. Owen McAvoy has been added to the panel this year from the under-20s. Obviously, I think he'll pick Geaney up. And I think Conor McCluskey will pick Paddy Clifford up, because McCluskey likes to drive forward, and they could look at that as maybe Conor McCluskey maybe exploiting Paddy Clifford on the back foot possibly. Shawnee O'Shea, Gareth McKinless, another fine battle there. This is the area where I think Derry, and I've put an asterisk beside it, is the middle of the field. Now, we felt the last day that Tyrone could get the better of Kerry's midfield, and maybe there was a bit of, but I think there was a bit of venom in Kerry's performance the last day. And I think there was a wee bit of venom, and I think there was a wee bit of what I would call mental Tyrone-itis from Kerry, where there was a bit of mental scar tissue there. There was a few of them probably waking up in the middle of the night with red hands in their dreams after the defeat of 2021. There was probably an element of Jesus. You'd be careful mentioning red hands of Ulster now around this time of the year up in the north. But when you look at
Jesus
that
Christ.
when you look at that Derry midfield, for me that Derry midfield is it's the best in the country at the present moment in time. It's the best in the country, and I think it's an area that they can really get at Kerry.
But are we given midfield now, as in that? Are we given, like, we'll say in terms of fitness and athleticism? There's fuck all difference between Glass, Rogers, and Jim O'Connor and Jack Barry. But in terms of fielding ability, I'd probably give Glass and Rogers the edge here. But there's fuck all fielding anymore, Stevie. Like, it's all kind
Look,
of pockets.
very powerful. He's a great athlete, very powerful runner.
Yeah,
No, I get that, but on the ball, those two men have a serious influence. Glass and Rogers. Brendan Rodgers gave an exhibition a couple of years, 2 seasons ago actually, when he went on to Michael Murphy. It was a real curveball. Derry threw the curveball. They put Rodgers on to Murphy. He put Murphy in the back foot, kicked 3 points in play that day. He was absolutely outstanding. I would always have looked at Brendan Rodgers obviously as a full back or a 6, but the move to midfield is he's just so powerful. He's really good on the ball, and he can contribute on the scoreboard as well. And I think that's obviously an area that Derry will look to exploit.
we'll say it will be obviously different from the Tyrone game. because obviously turnovers, 19, like Derry aren't going to give Kerry 19 turnovers, and from them turnovers, as we discussed previously, a couple of kick passes, Jim O'Connor, Jack Barry, fucking it, all the runners coming off the shoulder, Clifford inside as a focal point, runners coming off him, or he'd fucking dummy and throw it over the bar, and Shoney O'Shea as well. So it will be a more structured game, and we did say before, Kerry do, because they won't get them turnovers, we think it will be a more structured attack and game, and they'll have to break down a much more organised defence here. So, as you said, I don't think they will score in 2-18, but I probably still obviously will give Kerry the edge because of that class they have in the forward line. And I think probably...
No, I caught the tail end up. You said you probably give Kerry the edge. No, listen here. There's no doubt about it. And the slow build up, the slow play. I'll tell you one thing, and I'm going to say this to you. You see, if Kerry defend the way they defended against Tyrone at times, now don't get me wrong, Kerry's defending was outstanding, but there was also opportunities there as well. I just think Derry's attack this year has just been so structured, so organised, so methodical, and I think there's goals in Derry. There is goals in Derry, depending on how Kerry set up. But I think what Kerry will try and do is mirror image Derry. I think they'll try and mirror image them. I don't think it's going to be a game for the purists. I think it'll be cagey. It'll be edgy, particularly in the first half, and the first 55 minutes could be a real sort of attritional affair. And then it comes down to that last 10. You can talk about game plans, you can talk about systems all you want, but if Derry are in this going down the stretch, which they weren't last year, I think Derry could edge this. They really could.
So yeah. Are you going on record saying that Derry are going to edge this? Yeah.
I think Derry. I have a feel. I just have a feeling. From the word go this year. I said to you, I've just been very impressed with how they've made the transition from losing Gallagher to Kieran Mina taking over. I'm so impressed with how that's gone so smoothly. I'm just so impressed with how comfortable they were against Cork. They was never really in danger, bar the goal from Cork, where there was a little bit of a hooray for a minute, but Derry would stood down the field and scored instantly. And I just been so impressed with them, and particularly their development from last year. I think they're a mature group. They've won back-to-back Ulster titles. Yes, they didn't get over the line against Dublin in the Division 2 final, but they'll have learned a lot. And don't forget that day, Chrissy McCaig was injured that day. Owen McAvoy was injured that day, and Conor Glass went off an injury that day. 3 critical key men for them. So I just wouldn't be reading an awful lot into that result either. So look, as I say, it's.
I will say though, Stevie. I will say if Kerry get ahead, they get ahead by 3-4 points. This game, I'm not going to say it's finished, but if Derry get behind it all, if, as you said there, if they make it attritional for the first 55, 60 minutes and it's even pagan going in the last 10 minutes, well then you'd have to, you'd nearly give Derry the edge here. But if Kerry get ahead here, the floodgates could open like last year, like always. Like that's. I'm not saying they're another year mature.
100%. Listen, the whole part of Derry's thing is Derry's system and the way they play.
Yeah,
it can be a struggle to really chase a game. It can be a struggle to chase a game. So, now they did chase elements of certain games throughout the year, and they did manage to do that. But this is a different animal they're playing on Sunday. Obviously, it's a Kerry who are maybe now got to the stage where they were hurting before the Tyrone game. They've come through the Tyrone game. They'll have 2 weeks now of really honing in on Derry, really focusing in. Paddy Tally again having his knowledge, of Derry and Ulster football. Obviously, it's a huge advantage, and it's a huge advantage. To have that knowledge is a huge advantage. When you're so close to a group like that. But no, listen, I'm still edging towards a narrow Derry victory, and I'm sort of maybe out of hope, because I'd love to see something different. Kerry and Dublin have contested so many All-Ireland finals, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure it'll be another fantastic final. But I would love to see something different. I would love to see Derry against Dublin, or Derry against Monaghan. And I was thinking to myself, if Derry and Monaghan they're also the final, Jesus, I tell you, there'll be a lot of people with egg in their faces. No, listen. As I say, I think the key is that if Derry can keep the shackles on on
Yes.
Clifford and O'Shea and maximise their scoring opportunities.
Yeah, keep the turnovers down.
That's a big chance.
Yeah. Keep the turnovers down. Break if they can win that middle third battle. Even get a few of Kerry's kickouts. As you said, they're making a stretch for the first 50 or 60 minutes. Look, I think Kerry. Me slating Kerry all year. I think they'll possibly edge this one, and I think Dublin will probably beat them in the final. But anyway, we shall see. We shall see. Look at Stevie until huh? What'd you say?
I says you may so.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the boys on Twitter will certainly let me know. They have already. Jesus Christ Almighty! My God. Right, go on. Look at we'll talk next week, man. We'll talk next week.
Good man. Good luck. Good luck.
Cheers, Stevie. Good luck. Bye.